now
true.
if he finishes out a little strong and has a glimmer of hope.
I can guarantee you that neither New York team will be putting in a bid for Matt Harvey.
No, definitely not the Mets. They would be foolish to bring him back because he wasn't a New York fit. He didn't have the mentality.
Well, he wasn't a Met fit. I think he was actually a pretty good New York fit.
He loves the nightlife. I think he loves it a little too much. I think that's part of the problem.
I think his problem was the Mets get embarrassed by that stuff, or the Wilpons.
Well,
at least.
but
I shouldn't say the Mets.
I mean, he's a guy who he likes to go out a little too much.
That's true.
And even worse, he likes people to know he's going out, which is the opposite of how somebody like Derek Jeter was. And those guys would go out. I don't think they went out that much, but they would go out. But you wouldn't see it on page 6.
No, they made sure of it.
He didn't deserve the right to go out. He didn't earn it.
He did. He did early on. He did early on.
He costed us the World Series with his badgering of old man Terry Collins to go back out one more time.
But I think when that happened, I think people liked that, and they liked that he wanted the responsibility, and he wanted to be out there, and he wanted to be in the game, and I think people respected that. It turned out to be obviously a wrong decision.
I respect it as a Met fan. It obviously didn't turn out the way we wanted it, Mike, but I understand your side of it, but I also understand, you know what? I like a player who wants to be out there.
Yeah, my brother he doesn't care about pitch counts at all. So
I hate pitch counts.
He wants starting pitchers to finish the job.
The way it used to be. Absolutely.
Yeah,
right. So
that's
why.
I mean, $2 million to throw to a lefty batter.
But when Harvey was making his case to Terry Collins back then, I respected it, and I said I was watching the game and I didn't think that Collins was going to let him go back out, but then he did, and I was like, wow. I said, all right, Matt Harvey, I got to give him respect for that. But then, obviously, it didn't work out nearly as well as they wanted it to.
Yeah. He let his ego get in the way.
I think he still thought he had something. So
I think so, too.
The thing that they should have done, though, was that Collins should have just said, look, if one person gets on, you're out of there.
Yeah,
and that was the mistake.
Yeah, he should have laid down a line.
He rattled him. He rattled the manager.
Yeah. So
guys, I'm going to leave on one note.
Okay.
On the bright spot for the Mets, David Wright still might be coming back at the end of the year.
Who has a better contract?
They're still holding a spot for him, which is hysterical that he's even in their daily conversation of updating his physical health, that he's going to be making a plate appearance.
But you know what, Mike?
At
least he hasn't screwed up the team.
Who has a better contract, David Wright or Bobby Bonilla?
No, David Wright, because Bobby Bonilla renegotiated to get that to save the Mets some money, even though he gets paid $1 million a year for 30 years or whatever it is.
Yeah, it is. He's still got a few more years.
What was his biggest claim to fame? Was spitting at that reporter in the dugout? Wasn't that him?
No, he challenged Bob Clappish.
Oh, that was it.
In the clubhouse, he told him he was going to show him the Bronx.
He was going to show him the Bronx. Okay.
Yeah,
Bobby Bonilla, that's a whole other story of tangent that only had somewhat bit of talent because he was hitting behind Bobby Bonds, which we found out as soon as he came to New York.
Bonds.
Yeah, Barry Bonds.
Guys, listen, you got a great show. Look forward to it every Monday.
Thank you, Michael.
And
Call
I'll
us
be back next Monday to see you and listen to you guys.
We want some insight into the Mets from you, okay?
Next time I have Gary come with me.
No, well, that's not.
We'll censor him.
Yes.
Always.
All right, guys, take care.
Take care, Mike.
Thanks
Take
for
care.
calling.
Mike from Massapequa calling in.
We love hearing from the listeners.
We love hearing from everyone. 516-572-7440. That's the number to call if you have a comment or question about what Timmy and I are talking about, or if something else you want to talk about. Quickly, brother, I was a little shocked by this.
What's that?
But Darrell Rivas retired.
Darrell Rivas, yes.
Darrell. I said Darrell.
Yeah,
Darrell, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Darrell Rivas retired on this past Wednesday. He was only 33.
That was the thing that surprised me when I saw that.
I forgot about that.
I was like, Rivas Island is only 33. That was a little bit. So I kind of figured he was 36 or so.
Yeah,
he's been around for so long, and he played for so many teams.
That's what got me. That so many teams.
It was just kind of like, oh, okay.
Do you think he's a Hall of Famer?
Oh, he's definitely a Hall of Famer.
Really?
Yeah, definitely a Hall of Famer.
I don't know.
Definitely, without a doubt. But is he a first ballot? See, this is what I don't understand. The NFL. First of all, nobody does a Hall of Fame like baseball.
That's true.
And first ballot Hall of Famer in baseball
means something.
In football, it doesn't.
Nope.
And there have been guys who are great players who had to wait 10 years to get into the Hall of Fame. And that would be a rare thing for baseball. If somebody's on ballot for 10 years, in most cases, not in all, but in most cases, they're not getting in. And
well, there's always a reason. It's there's certain sports writers who think, well, they ride the borderline.
I mean, it mostly has to do with is the guy that much of a standout, and did he have? I mean, it's the old argument of, well, is he a Hall of Famer or is he just a very good player? And in football, I think there's more more perspective gets added to it, and it also depends on the position. There aren't a lot of offensive linemen in the Hall of Fame,
right?
Not nearly as many as there should be. Obviously, there are a lot of skill position players in the Hall of Fame, but Darrelle Revis, you could say, is one of the 2 or 3 best corners to ever play in the NFL. He's in that conversation with Deion Sanders.
Okay.
And he was a better tackler than Deion. Deion didn't like contact.
No.
So Revis didn't mind contact. But what you got with Darrelle Revis for, I would say, most of 10 seasons is a guy who shut down half the field.
That's true.
And a guy who he would take away opposing team's top target and just completely shut them down. I mean, when you have a name, when your nickname is Revis Island, that's
a good.
That's
a
hell
nickname.
of a statement.
If I'm him, I'm making sure the T-shirt.
I'm sure he did that a long time ago.
Yeah, are being sold properly.
Long time ago. But whether or not he is a first ballot Hall of Famer will go back to position in a lot of ways.
Right.
I think as far as reputation goes, I think he's a no-brainer as a first ballot Hall of Famer. But will people not like the way he jumped around from team to team?
That holds something against him.
This is a guy who his last couple seasons in the league were not good.
No.
But this is a guy who maybe better than almost anybody in NFL history maximized his earning power while he was playing.
That's true.
And the only other recent example I can think of, and it wasn't even his fault, is Kirk Cousins.
Right.
Kirk Cousins has made more money with less talent than anybody in NFL history. And Kirk Cousins, good quarterback, don't get me wrong, but he's not worth nearly what he's gotten paid just in the last 4 years. Never mind the contract he just signed with the Vikings. Kirk Cousins is going to wind up making probably as much money as anybody in NFL history. And he's certainly not. He's probably not even a Hall of Fame player.
By the way, this was announced I think yesterday or the day before, the most valuable franchise in America.
Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah. $4.4 billion.
Yeah, second should be the New York Yankees.
The Yankees were second, I think. Yeah. And it has to do with the stadium and, of course, just the Cowboy.
Yeah, they're America's
prestige.
Team. They're America's team. Cowboy fans everywhere.
That's true.
So
sadly.
Well, yeah.
Anyway, we're going to take a break right now. You're listening to From the Press Box right here on 90.3 WHPC. I'm Rob Leonard. He's Tim Leonard. If you have a comment or question, give us a call, 516-572-7440.
This program on WHPC is brought to you in part by Nassau Community College, which puts the power to succeed in your hands with flexible class schedules and over 80 degree and certificate programs.
Add in their 225-acre campus, 150 student clubs, and over 20 athletic teams, and you've got the amenities of a major university close to home.
More information is available online at ncc.edu.
Attention all Long Island residents. This is an important message. Please stand by.
You looking to learn more about Long Island?
Do you need to be informed about the current issues Long Island is having?
Do you want to learn more about what Long Island has to offer?
Yeah, you do.
Listen to My Hometown, where our student and community volunteer hosts explore clubs, organizations, businesses, and issues affecting Long Islanders like you and me. Listen for weekly interviews that shed light on the Long Island towns that are making a difference.
Covering Long Island head to toe, every inch, every mile.
Tune in every Thursday afternoon at 4 or Sunday evenings at 10 on the voice of Nassau Community College 90.3 WHPC.
Hey, that's my job.
If you snooze, you lose.
See, this is hi-fi, okay? High fidelity. You know what that means? That means this is the highest quality fidelity. Hi-fi. Those are two very important things to have in the stereo system.
Join me, Kim Tracy, on High Fidelity for a mix of music with a focus on newer music and lesser-known artists every Tuesday I mean, every Thursday at 2 p.m. on the Voice of Nassau Community College 90.3 WHPC and streaming with the iHeartRadio and TuneIn apps.
You're listening to From the Press Box right here on 90.3 WHPC. Streaming on the iHeartRadio app. It becomes a podcast later on Spreaker.com and then also on the iTunes. And don't forget, we have a lot of different and unique programming here at WHPC. If you want to find out more about it, besides hearing the promos, go to nccradio.org. Coming up at 10 o'clock, Big Ed. Big Ed coming in with the Good Gold Show, and then the Retro Mix, the original Retro Mix with Colton Murray at 12 noon. And Tim has something to read. We actually have some duck tickets to give away. Tim,
yes,
read
brother.
It. What do we got?
We have a contest.
Is it a contest?
I think so.
No, I think just call it.
You got to be the first caller.
Oh, okay, go.
Be the first caller at 516-572-7440, and you can win a pair of tickets to see the Long Island Ducks take on the Somerset Patriots on Monday, July 30th at 6:35 p.m. at their what's the name of their stadium? Do we know?
Bethpage Ballpark, I think.
Bethpage Ballpark.
Well, it's not in Bethpage.
Out in Islip, though. It's out in Islip.
Yeah.
So, again, first caller, 516-572-7440 to get a pair of tickets.
Did you read everything?
To see the Long Island Ducks. There's more, yes.
Yeah.
The Long Island Ducks bring you Atlantic League baseball all summer long at Bethpage Ballpark in Central Islip. There it is. Reading is very good.
Thank you.
More
Thank
information.
You, the guy who's a writer.
More information about their full schedule, tickets, and more can be found by visiting liducks.com.
That's it.
And that's
it.
it.
Okay. It's 516-572-7440. If you like some duck tickets, they're free. The Ducks are fun ballpark. You've never been to the Ducks, but I have. Love that ballpark. I really do. It's.
I've heard good things.
It's funny because it's like right off the Southern State, like a mile away.
Perfect.
It's like leaving the Coliseum once you get out of the traffic there.
Easy access.
Yeah. So
just like Albany Colony Stadium when I was up there. Okay. It was literally like a half a mile off the main road.
That's
easy to get to.
That's always cool. Anyway, let's talk about what do we want to talk about next, brother? We have so many things. Want to talk about the Giants?
Let's talk Giants.
Okay.
We talked Mets. We talked about all the weird injuries.
We didn't talk about the Yankees. Let's talk Yankees.
You want to talk Yankees real quick?
Quickly. We have 16 minutes left on our show.
A split with the Mets after the All-Star break was a little disappointing. Encouraging, though, Sonny Gray with back-to-back wins. How about that? I was pleased. Pitched a solid 5 1/3 on Saturday.
Right.
Yankees bullpen did their usual outstanding job, and then Aroldis Chapman came in and just started walking guys left and right. I don't know what was going on. Couldn't find a strike zone. Hit a batter, and the 7-3 lead all of a sudden turned into 7-6. And then Aaron Boone, I don't know what Aaron Boone was thinking. He brought in Jason Shreve, and I was just, I was watching TV and hiding my eyes, and I was just, oh my God, why Jason Shreve? And then Jason Shreve got a double play.
Okay.
Bang, bang. And then got the last out, nailed it down.
Beautiful.
I couldn't believe it. I was stunned. So Yankees now 63-34, second best record in baseball, but still in second place in the American League East.
That's because those Boston Red Sox, Timmy, the greatest team ever right now in baseball. Isn't that true?
Ever right now? That's
ever right now.
A little bit of an oxymoron there.
Well, no, because, I can say, ever right now, ever forever. Whatever. Anyway, the Reds. What is with the quickly? Why are the Red Sox still winning? I thought they would have fallen apart by now because they're really
give it time.
They are the Red Sox, and
they're very good offense. Their pitching is okay, but their offense is carrying their team. They actually got a win the other day, 1-0. David Price finally pitched well. I think he put down the controller and wasn't playing Fortnite. We talked about this. Earlier in the season he missed a start because his arm was feeling numbness and tingling in his arm, and it turned out it was because he was playing too much Fortnite.
Really? Well, right now
which is ridiculous.
Right now my left pinky is all numb.
Well, have you been playing Fortnite?
No, I was the last 2 days I was moving things out of my apartment.
There you go.
With Mom and Sue.
That's probably part of the reason.
And I don't know. I just been going on too long. I'm a little worried actually.
Yankees, though, 63-34, like I said.
Right.
Second place, 70. The Red Sox are 70-31. So the Yankees are only 3 back in the loss column. That's all I care about. The rest of it is nonsense. But the problem is now with